Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to our playtest mini-campaign of SuperIdols RPG, A New Stage. Joining me once again today are our players, Liv.
Hello.
Keith.
Hello.
Ayumi.
Hello.
And Kat.
Hi.
How is everybody today?
Happy as a clam.
Good.
Happy.
Pretty
I'm very happy for everybody, and that always delights me.
Yeah.
I'm excited because today could be our finale episode, or at the very least our penultimate episode. Depends on how far we go with it.
Place your bets now, everybody. Don't look at how long the episode is. Don't look at the timestamp. Don't.
Just,
Avert your gaze.
Just guess.
Just
Tell us
make
if you
a
were
bet.
right.
Put it in the comments. Then hit
Leave a
play.
comment on the Patreon so that we know that you listened to the Patreon episode.
I'm going to split my bet and say it's going to be the finale episode.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
I know that you made that word up, but I don't like it.
What?
Finale? Finale. I've been watching like a lot of Italian cooking videos.
Finale.
Is it the finale?
God, I would love a big old plate of finale right
oh
now.
no, we can't do this. Luca will give us so much shit.
Oh my god, Luca's literally gonna show up at my front door being like, "Excusey."
Luca, I love you.
Luca, I love you. That's not how you sound. You have a beautiful accent.
Yes.
And I'm a trash American. I live in Texas, and it's true. It must be true.
We're heading into a momentous occasion, off the heels of another momentous occasion. Because last time, we ended our two-parter that covered day 3 of exam week, which saw you travel through British Columbia, up through towards Harrison Lake, using only your powers. This involved creating a magic sailboat out of a magic shield, teleporting around a few places, Mimi getting shot with lightning, and you all saving your rivals Strikerz from a rogue magic meteor. What could possibly top that excitement, you may wonder?
We're so bad at being rivals with them.
What are rivals there for, if not to kiss? Even platonically. Little kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
Alex.
absolutely.
That's a pal. Aaron, look at them. You made a pal.
They're so cute.
They're so cute.
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah, but we're skipping the enemies part. We're speedrunning the enemies part.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Natalie is not, but I do. We haven't had any.
Natalie's best of us.
We'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah, Natalie is the best of us. I think I agree with that entirely, Liv.
I say we'll see because well, let's talk a little bit about the final day of exam week, shall we? Final day is, of course, music. And for once, you know exactly where you'll be headed tomorrow without even having to wait for instructions. Because the music exam is held in the same place every year. It is held there every year because it is one of the most exciting Super Idol music venues in all of Cadence. No? All of North America.
Oh, come on now.
I am, of course, referring to the Corelli Clash Dome, a massive domed stadium in the middle of downtown that has 2 gigantic stone statues built into either side, one in the form of a treble clef and one in the form of a bass clef.
The two genders. I'm sorry.
I'm in the form of a treble clef.
Hee hee.
I'm a quarter rest.
Shut the fuck up!
Erin only gets quarter rests. That's why we yell at her on the recording.
Yeah.
Nobody talk about how much or little Aaron has slept this week.
This joke was so funny on so many levels. Oh my god.
Anyway.
Okay, no, we gotta. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Anyone who has ever been anyone in the Super Idol world has played at the Clash Dome. And they've probably fought there too, because not only does it host standard arena concerts for the biggest Super Idol celebs, but its massive size is of course intended to host the most impressive Super Idol battles one might ever see in their lifetime. And you are playing there tomorrow morning, along with all the other students from your year. And true to the venue's name, you will indeed be clashing with some of them, because this exam takes the form of that most iconic of all Super Idols activities, a battle of the bands.
Yeah.
So you have all this excitement buzzing in your heads to get yourselves ready as you get yourselves ready for bed the night before. Not to mention any lingering excitement that you have left from today's trials. You have so many thoughts, I imagine, that I think we can represent that by another trip through the end of session mechanics, which always end up at the beginning, just because of how we do our recordings. So first off, remind me who has playbook questions.
I do. So, as a prodigy, I have the question, did I meet expectations? And, this is should I read the whole, blurb just in case for people who are not familiar?
I think we've heard it enough times. We know
Yes.
generally the context. This is,
But yeah, so
did you meet your father's expectations for you doing well in this exam week?
I think we did pretty well last time. So I do want to say yes, but
I think that's fair too. Not only did you get there, you performed well, you also saved your rivals. I think that's all very successful.
Yes. So in that case, I can mark experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the only lingering worry you might have is that you don't know if your father was actually in your dream or not. It's unclear.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was, then I think his message in the dream might have been more that you had to learn to choose between yourselves and Strikerz at some point, but you weren't forced to do that, so you kind of dodged that a bit.
Yeah, that was good.
So you're unclear whether that would be meeting expectations or not. But in all other respects, you did, so I would count that as a yes still.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and it's not a question, but I know that Mariah has You're the Inspiration, which we'll let you hold too at the start of the session. Liv, would you have made your inspiration proud with your performance yesterday? Or day 3?
Yeah. I love Chloe Ray Johnson, but is she like a top 40 artist? You know what I mean? Like, is she on the radar or the radio? Is she being played in like malls across Canada? I don't really think so. Not like that, you know? Not like what's her name? Whitney Lancer. Like, she's not a Whitney Lancer.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, maybe not quite on that level, but generally a darling of the music industry nonetheless.
But seeing as how she's, has to be a little bit scrappier than some of these other big artists, like, I think she would have appreciated my team's ingenuity of, like, live streaming our concert and, like, creating our own mini tour. It's very gutsy. It's very grassroots.
I think so very much as well.
Yeah.
I actually have a question. Yeah.
I'm the only one who doesn't.
I think I'm used to some of our other playtest sessions that we've had where, like, not many people have
We're
them.
the questions team.
No, we're satellite.
My question is, did I satisfy my audience today? I'm not sure. What do you guys think? I think.
Well, you did have a GoPro going the whole time.
True. And we did put on that pretty cool light show when we took down that asteroid, so.
And I feel like that's very much, like, in the vein of your aesthetic.
Absolutely.
So, like, even if people saw imagery later on, they'd be like, oh, wait, yeah, no, that's totally the Oracle.
And I believe that Cosmeaux Natalie literally arranged some of the falling sparkles into our emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I sure did.
Beautiful.
I loved that. It's a great touch.
Perfect. In that case, I think that takes care of playbook questions. After that, we have verses to take care of. Does anybody have any verses they would like to either add or rewrite?
Is that the new word for sync?
Oh, yes, sorry. I don't know if... I don't remember if I told you about the change or not. I'm pretty sure I put it in the main channel, but I don't know if we went over it on here or not.
Yeah, and it's also just because we don't... We didn't have it in our
I was
files,
getting
I think,
so
also.
sick of calling everything that had to do with sync just sync. It was getting confusing.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have this section on the sheet that's like a verse contains a statement and your sync.
I think it would be for Cherilyn. Like,
yeah, it does feel like you've moved beyond just mutual Starry Night Skies fans at this point.
Yeah, I was thinking
like,
the same thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you would never want to be addressed our leader. Like, if I called you our leader, you'd be like, okay. I don't know. That's kind of the energy I get. Like, maybe your team and your company would be like, yeah. But, like, I don't know if Cherilyn themselves would, like, want to hear that.
Yeah, I think it's like definitely Cherilyn kind of wants to be like, she's not really a team player, right? But at the same time, being a leader is like a lot of pressure, and there's already a lot of pressure to be, Cosmeaux Natalie and everything. So maybe, it's a difficult one.
So
yeah.
So if I may, because I am recognizing like a little piece of myself. So I don't like being called a leader of a group either. Like in a workplace scenario, all throughout my like college life and my sorority, I never wanted to be the leader. Like I was in leadership positions a couple of times, but like I hated it. I hated people looking at me being like, what am I supposed to do? That being said, when plan A went to shit, I was always the person who had a plan B. Like when plan A went to shit and my sisters were like crying in the corner being like, oh God, my event's not going right. Like I was the one that was like, okay, so here's what we're going to do. Everybody pull your pants up. Let's go. And I get that vibe from Cherilyn of like, I don't want to be the leader, but when like when the ship is sinking, I'm going to be the one that like rallies us together and gets us into the lifeboats.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think it's like maybe I'm, hyping myself up. I think that's a good person to have. I feel like that's maybe even more important than having, sometimes like you need somebody who's like quick on their feet. And so like, because of that, I would say that Mariah trusts Cherilyn and deeply respects Cherilyn because like, while Mariah, specifically Mimi, not Michelle, Mimi are running around being like, we're going to have so much fun. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Like Sherilyn's the person that's like, okay, but like, what's actually the contingency plan?
What do we genuinely need to be doing here?
Yeah. It's like, and Namsun does that too, obviously, but like, I don't know. I feel like Cherilyn has proven themselves to be like very capable in that role. So if I had to change my verse, like it would be about the respect that Mariah has for Cherilyn's capabilities and those capabilities that like they only use because Mariah knows she cares about us. Yeah. Like you wouldn't do this for anybody else.
So that sounds like it would be something along the lines of like, they may not want to be called a leader, but I see that spirit in them or something like that.
Like you may like my leader. You are my leader.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Bold and italicized. My leader.
Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, I was likewise thinking about changing the verse for Mariah / Wendy after like, I mean, because like the last session, like pretty much a lot of, I mean, we all worked together, obviously, but like it very much felt, and I guess in that way also, like, let's see, I feel most strongly about this, like, regarding both Mimi and Wendy, but, like, the idea of, just feeling like they, like, of course, Cherilyn already has respect for them, but being more like, wow, we couldn't have done the last session without being a true team, so, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to figure out how to rephrase the relationship.
Comrades. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm not sure because it's like the, it's like, I don't want them to be the same, but it's like, in both cases, it's like, she sees them as, like vital to the team, or like,
It can be something as simple as just they're a vital part of the team and I trust them.
Okay, but I don't want that to be the same like both ways, I guess.
It's like, this is corny, but like Michelle and I, we are the lights. Namsoon and Cherilyn are the satellites. Like, we might be the like, ooh, sparkly fun, but like y'all are the ones down. And I don't think that we could survive without that. So I get what you mean of like,
Wait. Namsoon and Cherilyn are the planet, and
yes,
Michelle and
yes,
and Mariah are the sparkles around it.
yes, exactly.
That's
exactly.
very cute.
Like, if we were to break off into subunits, that's what it would be. Like, the subunits would just
saddle
be the
and
planet
light.
emoji. Yeah, and saddle and light. That's it.
And in the meanwhile, does anybody else have any verses they would like to either add or rewrite?
Not for me, I think.
No, I think I'm good, yeah.
All right.
Because, like, Kat's understanding of Mariah has changed, but I don't know that Mimi's has.
True.
Interesting.
Because my statement for her is Mimi and Michelle can both always count on Mariah to keep us going when we get scared. And I think, like, I saw a really vulnerable and nervous Mariah in the last episode, but I don't think Mimi's quite realized that, like, this person needs your support as much as you need hers.
Which is, like, very real.
I think that's something that, like, maybe later on, I hope that that Mimi will notice. It's just like, no, actually, Mariah's kind of got some confidence issues that you as her friend need to help with, but I'm not sure she's quite clued into that because she was busy throwing pine cones.
Well, we shall see where we end up by the end of this. But yeah, if neither of you have ones that you would like to either add or rewrite, you may instead choose to have your characters self-reflect. So if you explain how your character is self-reflecting the night before this exam, you can either mark experience, clear a condition, or shift attributes. If you have already gained experience from answering a playbook question this end of session, you cannot choose mark experience for this.
I think that just, like, the second Michelle gets back into her dorm and detransforms and turns back into Michelle, she, like, grabs her tablet, starts loading up choreography videos, and just starts cramming. I think I'm gonna clear unfocused.
All right.
I think that just, like, she's been unfocused for a very long time, and she's like, nope, this is the final. It's time to actually put a game face on. I will not clear nervous. I will never clear nervous, and you cannot make me.
Fair.
Well, speaking of, Namsoon, I think when they get back to the dorms, they begin to rewatch the footage of the race to the island. And so at the end of that, I think that they've at least like formulated some sort of like game plan in their head, and that's what clears their nervousness.
All right. So now Namsoon is condition free.
Ooh. One more thing just before we move on. I decided to change my verse for Namsoon also.
All right.
So before it was, that like she saw them as like was very nervous around them and found them not intimidating, but like, because they are, famous in their own right compared to her. So now I've changed it to, see them as an equivalent powerhouse and also as a reflection of your own potential and power. So like basically because they've been, vibing so well together, working like, I guess in sync together, then, it's kind of helped to like just boost Natalie's own confidence, basically.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to do before we get to start of session, and that is the customary Cherilyn stress stream.
Yes. Yay! Please don't say yay. That's not help me out at all.
Yay!
Yay! I chose this for myself.
How upset will Cherilyn get?
Scary dream. Scary dream.
I love to imagine that, like, because I'm sure that, like Cherilyn does not share her dreams, but imagine that like the others have kind of figured out that there's something going on in that regard, and they're like, every day they're like, I wonder what Cherilyn's going to tell us about this time, if there's going to be anything. I imagine that's probably, like, she's probably been having this for a while, so.
It's just like, it's every weekend Mariah like bringing Michelle in and being like, okay, we're going to set up like a really nice breakfast, a really nice brunch, and we're all going to sit here and talk about our dreams, right? Like, I have a quote dream journal, unquote, but like, if we talk about it, then Cherilyn's going to feel more encouraged to share, and it never happens. Like, it's just us
Maybe
drinking,
you can
like,
do it when you get to second year.
Yeah, it's just like us drinking orange juice mixed with sparkling water and like eating waffles, and Cherilyn's being like, I
love that. I like to think that Namsun's thing is that they've been describing different anime episodes, like throughout all these like dream meetings, and they're just waiting for someone to like recognize what they're doing.
You started it off as like a really bad Quella Magico reference, and it just hasn't stopped.
No one's caught on yet.
They're just waiting for you to continue the story every time you get together to recap your dreams. Yes, you do have one of your signature stress dreams tonight. And you might be able to tell me if this is more or less stressful to your character, because your dream tonight is a lot more low-key than the other ones so far. It is a simple scene of the members of Strikerz, all sitting together in what looks like Allie's dorm room, very similar to the way that you all sit together in each other's dorm rooms and hang out. They look nervous. You can hear them talking, but can't quite make out the words. It's very muffled. It's like Peanuts adults talking, but you can still make out whose voice is whose.
Gotcha.
But you do get the general vibe going on here. They've lost pretty much every time they've gone up against you this week. They still had good showings, sure, sometimes even alongside you, certainly enough to get good grades. But they're worried about you. They're worried that if they lose again, they'll go the rest of their Starview careers as the group that got rolled by satellite at every turn. That could be bad for their reputation going forward. And there's not much more to this dream than that. Just a bunch of teenagers sitting together in a room, looking worried and plotting.
Very interesting. I would say that this is a stressful dream in that now Natalie has more people to worry about. Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, like, it's been pretty clear throughout that, like, we keep butting heads against the Strikerz, and, you know.
And it's been relatively friendly, all things considered, as rivalries go, but still.
Yeah, I guess, for me, it's like, I don't think Cherilyn's really been thinking about it too much, because it's like, we've all been so focused on our own stuff, but like, keep seeing them come up as a potential threat. Like, they just keep, it's like, I don't know, but by this point it's like, well, if, you know, she's having a dream about them, then she's got to actually worry about them a little bit. And it's like a mix of, you know, wondering what they're going to do, and also what, what guilt she might feel if they, like, get beaten down one more time. Like, she doesn't want to have that on her conscience either, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it's a little stressful.
Yes. What tangled webs we weave. Yes, with that, we'll take you to morning time, and we'll take you to the formal start of this session. So for that, you can take the customary start of session sync. You can take one with any character of your choice that you already have sync with.
I imagine that sort of like Cherilyn's recontextualizing of their relationship to Namsun has kind of come with like sort of like more of like a confidence in talking to them. And so I think that has sort of like shown Namsen that, you know, like this person isn't really speaking to me like I'm a superior, like we're actually teammates now. And I think that ups our sync.
Yeah.
I picked Namsen.
Yeah.
Because Namsen offered to help me get revenge on the teacher who hit me with a lightning bolt.
Did we do it?
I don't think we've done it yet, but we are planning.
Yes.
We are plotting.
Nice.
We will not be denied our vengeance. We will not be denied our vengeance. Even though, like, I'm not going to stop at whipping cans at his head.
Yeah, maybe we just made like a new message group.
Just title is just all caps. It's coming.
Yes.
but there was just a moment where, like, I think Mimi felt really seen by the Oracle in that moment.
Nice.
Who are Mariah and Michelle? Who are Mariah and Cherilyn picking?
Oh man, I don't know. I think Cherilyn, if I can. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a big Cherilyn. Like Mariah's a big Cherilyn stan right now. So
yeah, no, that could be reflected for sure. Yeah, and I see the conundrum you probably are having, Ayumi, because I see you have a couple people who are at 3 already.
Yes, because I changed all my verses with the end of session stuff with everyone except for my father. So that's kind of where I'm like, well, what makes sense, and also like, I can imagine that like probably because this is the last thing, this is the actual performance part that. Cherilyn probably did have a bit of a heart-to-heart with her dads, but, especially Kohei, just about, like, the performance and everything. So, perhaps that would
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because you've dreamt of him the past couple nights, and you probably want to, like, actually touch base with him rather than just, like, whatever dream self is appearing.
Yes.
Whether that's really him or just your subconscious playing stress tricks on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and, he's probably at least been trying to, like, keep in touch with her and stuff, but, this would be, like, the actual time where, like, maybe they'd actually, like, talk on the phone rather than text or something. Have a little bit of a deeper conversation.
Well, if it's going into the last day and he knows that you're going to be at the Clash Dome tomorrow, that's going to be very exciting for you and a very big opportunity for sure that he'd be excited to talk with you about.
Yeah. Like, he's probably been there before himself, probably has, like, some advice or something, I would imagine.
Yeah. Honestly, you probably know your way around the building. If he's been there a bunch, like, you probably have gotten to hang out there growing up a decent amount.
That's true. But yeah, so, yeah, I did. I guess I didn't realize.
But I think he would be, he is, like, his, like, usual kind of stern self, because he wants to make sure that you're sticking to your guns and being, like, not losing sight of doing the best that you can. But also he is still, like, he just wants you to do well. He's still just a father who loves his daughter and wants to see his daughter do cool things.
Yeah.
All right. And I think we're good to go then. So, on the morning of the exam, you do not head to the gym like usual because, of course, you already know where you're going. You've been sent a time to show up, so all you have to do is show up. Oh, and you have to get past the ridiculous crowd of people waiting to get inside, of course, because Starview Academy's exam week has continued to be popular viewing for a bunch of people throughout this week, and everyone knows that the final day is an event worth turning up for. So, you arrive at the Corelli Clash Dome. There are signs pointing you to where you need to go to avoid the crowds and reach the right talent entrance. And you've got school and venue staff who are ushering you and other groups in your year into the building. These are all very cool and interesting groups who have definitely also been taking the exams this week and have only not been described because I didn't want to design a million NPCs. It's perhaps for that reason that you are not surprised to find that as you chill out in the green room areas waiting for your cue to head out onto the pitch, a staffer approaches you to let you know who your main matchup today will be. And of course, say it with me now, you know who it is.
Satellite!
That's us.
Yes, you're facing a clone of yourselves. You found the gimmick of this year's event.
Now that would be interesting.
Our opposite form, black hole.
Oh, no. Not again.
Dark satellite.
Dark satellite. Other side of the moon.
Yeah, other side of the...
This is very funny because I'm in the middle of reading Sailor V right now, and there's like the main villain is like this idol corporation, but there's a point where Minako's talking to Artemis and it's like, there's no way this idol group called Dark Guys is anything to do with the evil bad guys. Come on. Like, it's very funny. It's just ridiculous.
The alternate universe where we just had a million Sailor Vs.
Yes, it is, surprise, surprise, Strikerz.
Oh!
I think... Oh, go ahead, you first.
No, that was just a surprised from me. I'm just being a brat, Aaron. I'm sorry.
It's okay, I know your wily ways. Yeah, no, I think the fans who've been watching both your groups this week would have screamed bloody murder if you had not been matched up together for this. So, you have been. The staffer also goes over a few ground rules with you for the match. You are allowed to use your powers for this, and you are allowed to use them to interfere with your opponents. A big part of performing music as a super idol, after all, is being able to continue performing in the face of magical attacks from other super idols.
Of course.
However, it is worth noting that you are not being graded on power usage. In fact, if you are deemed to be relying more on your powers to win over the audience than your actual performance, you may be docked points for it, even if you technically win your match.
What the hell?
A healthy balance of music and powers is encouraged, with music being the highest priority factor. There is also a fun addition to this year's battles. This year, in each match, the two teams will each stand on a special levitating platform. The platform is circular with a glassy surface, and underneath this big glass circle is what looks like a small iceberg of shining metal and crystalline shapes. Basically imagine like an artificial floating island from a JRPG.
So cool.
There is a glass wall going around the edges of the platform to keep people from sliding over the edge, but the wall only goes up to about chest height, so there is still a danger of falling if you get knocked over that somehow. The ground below you will basically be an ocean of crash mats, so you should be okay if you fall, but still. Anyway, the real fun part of these little island platforms is that they respond to audience hype. All audience members who attend today's matches will be holding special light sticks. Pressing the button on the light stick will change the color from blue to yellow, and pressing it again will do the opposite. For this match, Satellite will be representing yellow, and Strikerz will be representing blue. The more members of the audience have your light stick color activated, and the more enthusiastically they wave them around, the higher your platform will go, and the more it will move around the stadium. The winner of the match will be either the last team still airborne, or the team whose platform has the highest altitude at the end of the set. So that's the setup for today. So you get to just sit and process all this for a bit in the green room before you have to go out there.
I think that's completely in character. I
Fair
don't
enough.
think Michelle is transformed yet because she's extremely, extremely nervous, and transforming would make her
Fair.
feel like it's time. So she's just kind of just kind of making those noises to herself repeatedly.
So, we have to, fight them?
Like Super Idols, yeah.
I think more importantly, we have to put on a good show.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is like how all Super Idols fight.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we do have to think about if we're going to be doing something offensive or defensive, or if we want to like take different roles in our performance. Which actually leads me to a good question, like speaking as a player, how do we think that a quote-unquote normal satellite performance goes?
Oh, that's a very good question.
I think it's a lot of like eye-catching stuff.
Which is interesting considering this is a music-based exam.
Yeah.
Like, what did we decide your musical genre-ish was?
Did we decide
Did
that?
we decide?
I don't remember.
If we did, we're changing it now.
I feel like we're probably we kind of do a lot of stuff around pop, but like probably explore various, subgenres.
I think several of us do
Yeah.
kind of EDM-y stuff too.
Yeah, I think you're very
Yeah.
synth-friendly, it
I
seems to
can
me.
imagine that, yeah.
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 And do we know what the Strikerz like music styles
Aren't they like rock beats?
are?
Yeah, they're kind of like a light pop punk. I almost imagine. Have you heard of a group called the Beths?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they sound
I have
like
not,
them.
but somehow I could imagine it just with the name.
Yeah. Like there's like they're not hard edged, but they have like that fun that fun rock guitar sound to them.
Okay, so we do want to have we want to give a show, but we don't also want to like fail on the music front as well. We want to make sure that the audience is enjoying our performance, not just us going against the Striker. But I have a hunch that we have to be really wary of them. They might come at us a bit more because we keep beating them over and over.
Mm. So what I'm hearing is they can't accept their place. So do you think that we should be more defensive?
Wow. Well,
No, I love this energy. Keep going.
I mean,
Is this an Oracle thing or is this a Keith thing? As
Porque no los dos.
Porque no los dos is exactly what I was going to say. It's both. It's both. You put a little bit of yourself in every character.
Period.
I think Mariah kind of like adjusts her glasses as we're talking because we're not transformed right now. And she's like, well, I mean, if like what Namsoon's saying is right and they can't accept their place and they're going to come for ours, maybe defensive?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good at this kind of stuff.
You're good at everything.
I mean, I'm not really good at competition and stuff. I mean, I guess I can do shields if they try to attack us, but...
Well,
I mean, you guys are good enough, for sure, to just do a better performance, I think.
I think that Namsoon puts their hand on your shoulder, Michelle, if you would have me.
Yeah.
And they say, I think that it's important to kind of protect ourselves, but I think it's more important to give the audience a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, as long as we focus on our singing and our show, and as long as we fend off whatever tricks the Strikerz have, I think that'll get us a win.
If they're really worried about coming for us, maybe we ignore them? If we focus on the audience will be happy, right?
Exactly.
We have eyes only for our fans.
Plus, I'm pretty sure it'll annoy the Strikerz.
Well, yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
That's true, but we don't know exactly what they're going to do, and I know they're worried about us, so we have to, we have to make sure to be, vigilant and aware of what they might be doing, just in case they do something. And we already know, Michelle, your shields are amazing. I mean, that was the whole way that we were able to travel in the last challenge, so we couldn't have done that without you.
So maybe you guys focus on the audience. I'll focus on keeping us safe.
You won't be alone. I can make another friend for you if you'd like. No. Do you want, I could make another alien like last time or something?
That one was adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
Don't worry.
It kind of sounds to me like everybody is giving giving Michelle moral support here.
Yeah.
Scared baby. Needs help.
I think honestly, I think as many of you who want to roll that move can.
Okay.
Oh.
That is...
Because you're all doing it.
Yeah, that's plus harmony.
I just need to read the rules, because none of you better try to make me clear nervous.
I think you get to choose.
Yeah, you get to choose.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Good. Because I'm not doing it. You can't make me.
I refuse.
All right, plus harmony.
Yeah, same here. Plus harmony.
9.
Hell
We have
yeah.
a 10 for Mariah.
9 from
We have a
Namsen.
9 for Namsen.
Mm-hmm.
And Namsen, would you like to use a sync to push that to a 10 if you like?
Sure, yeah.
So that can be a 10 for you as well if you like. And would Cherilyn like to use the move as well, or are we saving that for now?
I am unsure about whether or not it's a good idea for Cherilyn to try to actually be helpful because my harmony is -2.
Oh.
Yeah, that's our Cherilyn.
You're just like awkwardly patting Michelle on the back like they're there.
Yeah.
Yes, a little too hard.
Sure, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But the other two of you did get 10s. So on a hit, both of you gain 1 sync with each other.
Yes.
So each of you can gain a sync with Michelle, and Michelle can gain 1 sync with each of you.
Yay.
Fun.
And if Michelle opens up to the both of you, I'm going to say this pops twice for you, Kat.
Just marking experience.
So you're going to mark experience for both of them?
From this.
Nice.
Yeah, you get to clear condition shift attributes or mark experience, so you can use this to mark a 2 experience.
Because I like where my attributes are right now, and I like that I have -2 Diva, and I'm nervous, which puts me at -4 to Diva rules. I just love that for me.
Also, yes, also on a 10 plus, the people doing the comforting gain a benefit as well, whether you open up or not. Mariah and Namsen may each either clear a condition, shift attributes, or gain 1 additional sync with Michelle.
Okay, I'm gonna go up in technique then.
I am also
All right.
going up in technique and going down in charm.
Fuck, I forgot I have to go down on 1.
Get your game faces on. You're performing today.
Exactly.
It's just that the choreography for one is difficult, and I don't know that I have it, and I studied, I was up all night, but, I'm maybe not the best technical performer.
And she just kind of slugs back another magnificent mango mistake, which is her favorite flavor.
I'll be honest. Michelle, I'm kind of bad at the choreography too. Maybe we can I don't know, maybe we can all go through a round?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have a move for that.
Maybe Natalie
We
can
do?
help,
Ooh.
'cause
Yes, we have a group move for
We
that.
do. It's idle activities.
It's called Idle Activities.
Yeah! A goodie, a classic move.
Yes.
Updated for the new hack.
Oh,
Listen.
talk to us about these idle activity.
Well, it's just kind of the thing that you chant repeatedly when you're running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's called that.
I love it so much. I genuinely love it.
It's your Aidoru Katsudo.
Yeah. It's something you shout when you're cheering with your teammates. It's something you chant when you're running around the quad. It's basically just an all-purpose power word.
Cuts.
Yeah.
Cuts.
Absolutely.
So question, are we doing this transformed
We should
or
probably
not?
transform.
Yes, if you're not transformed already,
Okay.
you should transform.
Yeah.
I realized I had not adjusted my attributes for
Yeah, neither had
transformation,
I.
but we have been.
Yeah, no worries. I
role-playing
figured like
into
you'd be
villain.
going pretty much back into transformation anyway, so I
Yeah.
didn't worry too much about it.
Fair.
Now,
Yeah, just let me know when you're ready with your stats.
Michelle is Mimi and is
I'm
vibrating
ready.
with the power of energy drinks
Oh, boise.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
and
boys.
friendship.
Well, one of those is organic.
Is it friendship?
No, that shit's fake
Yeah,
as
with
fuck.
you guys.
I'm kidding.
No, listen. It's just full of preservatives because our friendship is forever.
Shut
Aw.
up. I love you.
Likewise, I assure you. Okay, let's practice.
So, yes, the way that idle activities works in this hack is that when two or more allies work together on an off-screen idle activity, such as training or practice, make a flat roll. Before rolling, each participant may spend up to 1 sync with another participant to add +1 to the roll, up to a maximum of +4. On a hit, the GM will detail an opportunity or benefit the participants gain from their efforts. On a 7 to 9, the GM will also detail a complication or obligation that is snuck up in the meanwhile. On a miss, the group's efforts backfire or fizzle out in a major way.
I will spend one of the sync that I just gained with Namsen.
Nice.
That's 1.
I think that I'll definitely also spend one on me.
Yeah.
I'll spend one on Cherilyn. Cherilyn's very technical, and that feels right to kind of follow in their footsteps right about now. I guess it's actually not Cherilyn, Cosmeaux Natalie, but in Jared's footsteps,
Yeah.
as like doing that thing when you're practicing where you're like, I'm so not following you. I'm so not copying you.
Spend with Wendy, finish the circle.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
was hoping for it.
Okay, I'll see. The thing is, I only have 1 sync with Wendy. Yeah.
Okay, I love the circle, but you're right.
I will. I think for the same reason of Cosmeaux Natalie's technical mastery, I will spend one with Cosmeaux Natalie.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. So who wants to do the honors of rolling 2d6 plus 4?
Natalie.
Yeah.
Natalie.
Oh, I guess that makes the most sense. Hold on. I just realized
Teach
I have
us.
to reopen the thread.
Show us the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That is an 8.
Well, so good
Hey,
thing.
it's not a fail.
Well,
It's not a fail.
it's true. It's not a
It is
fail,
not a fail.
but that is impressively low considering we just had a +4.
Yeah, what did you get on the dice? You got a 1 and a 3 on the dice.
1 and
Wow.
3.
Not the worst.
Wow.
Oh
so,
my god!
So glad
hate
you
to
put
see
your all
it.
into it.
Yeah.
So we get an
Yeah.
opportunity or benefit, but we also get a complication.
Yeah, I think your practice session itself goes pretty well. Like you have a decent amount of time because you're waiting for other rounds to go by, and you have to pass the time somehow. I think as you're coming to the end of your session, like, if I can say that, I think this is probably going to do pretty well to work off some of the nervous energy that's been like building up before this. I think because exercise is good for that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you not only do that, not enough to clear your nervous condition, because I know
I won't.
that's too strong to clear at the moment for dear Mimi.
It's a core part of Michelle's personality is the nervousness.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna say the complication here is that as you're finishing up and you're feeling a bit more confident in the choreography and in your ability to like put on a good show, you notice in the background, like this is a fairly large green room area. You're not the only people hanging out in here. You notice that the Strikerz are at the other end of the room and have probably been watching the end of your performance for the last little while.
Oh.
I'm gonna say loudly, that's a free lesson for you.
You looked like you were having fun. I'll give you that.
Thanks.
Natalie just refuses to look at the Strikerz at all.
It's fun to dance with your friends.
And it is, says Spinner Sparrow. She gives a little twirl at that.
Mimi also does a twirl.
I think we'll be able to show you that when we go out there.
Yeah.
Armstrong goes, yeah, we'll show you.
Yeah, Mimi just is completely unironically just like,
Yay! Strikerz concert!
God bless.
All right.
Yeah,
See,
and they're not like worryingly like antagonistic towards you. Like, again, they've been relatively cool rivals so far, all things considered, and they haven't stopped being that magically just because they might be worried about you. But you can tell like there's still some like uneasy energy happening between, like, in the open air between all of you.
I think that Namsoon like misinterprets it as sort of like fans seeing like people that they kind of like look up to. So I think that Namsoon just like takes out a marker and like signs a photograph, like a headshot of themselves. And I think it says, to the stickers, good luck. And,
oh my god.
You're the worst.
Keithaford. Keithaford.
I wish that Provoke still existed in this movie, because that would be that.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
I guess, are you trying to achieve anything specific with that, or are you just like...
no, that's just for comedy.
It's just a
that's
reflex.
just for comedy, really.
Just being a brat.
All right,
Oh my
yeah, I
god,
think
move
they...
over satellites, bratellite tonight.
Actually, I think when you do that, Allie does look a bit like... She hasn't looked very annoyed with you much so far over the course of this week, but she actually does look annoyed at you for that, because, like, she's been, like...
Rude. Yeah.
She's been worrying about this, like, basically all night with her entire group, and you're treating this, like, fairly lightly as far as she's concerned, and that just makes her want to beat you even more.
Hey! Are you gonna sing 7-10 split?
Yeah, no, we've got a pretty good set of all our classics lined up that we've made over the course of this year. Like, we've got Ride the Lightning, Bumper to Bumper,
Ooh.
Turkey Sandwich, that's always a fun one.
I'm always amazed at the...
And Mimi kind of like looks down and starts like haltingly doing a couple of the steps from that one. It's like,
I'm always confused at that one. How do you get that one right? Turkey Sandwich has hard choreo. Careful on the platform so nobody falls, okay?
Aw.
That's very
Oh,
important.
don't you worry. We'll be right as rain in staying upright, you know? And Sparrow winks at you. Hunter
Wendy
nods.
a little offended at right as rain. It's like a
my gig, that's my gig.
Putting on her brand. I guess I would know something about that.
Hunter is like, does look a little awkward at the back of the group. They're like, they're just kind of hanging back a bit, but they do look like they're subconsciously doing the choreography of the dance that they need to perform coming up, just to keep it fresh in their mind.
No,
Nice.
Bean.
You guys will do great.
We certainly hope so, says Allie.
I mean, you're good.
We're sure you will too.
I'm just glad that you don't get to drive the platforms because you drive way too fast and it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Small kindnesses for you, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, if it was a driving concert, we'd be so out of luck.
Yeah, I think they'll all laugh at that, because they can all probably agree on. Yeah, no, especially if we took Hunter's car. Like, I think you probably saw actually Hunter's car when you did the musical theater exam, because that was the car they were driving to try and like crash your show.
Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy, like, drop top sports car.
Yes.
They look embarrassed, like, it's not really mine. I'm just borrowing it from my folks.
Aw.
I'm imagining that they're all like trying to help out Hunter a bit.
Yeah.
With their crush.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm imagining that for Natalie, who's been definitely not looking at any of the Strikers, if there's a mirror in the green room, might be looking at them through the mirror, and I imagine that like if she like accidentally locked eyes with anyone, and particularly probably Allie, if I had to guess, she'll probably just like kind of flip their hair back a little bit and just say, "Good luck out there. Do your best."
Allie will meet your gaze through the mirror and nod like decisively. You too.
Yay!
Yeah, like Wendy is picking up like it's so hard because Wendy wants to like live in the world that Mimi lives in because that feels like such a better world, but like she is trying to like, okay, let's like Namsoon and Natalie, like we're game time, we're in the final stretch, like follow their lead, and I think she flicks her like ridiculously long ponytail and is like, yeah, but I think that it like hits. I think it hits Natalie, Mimi, because it's so long, and if you're not running around, I feel like we're always next to each other. Yeah. So it's a fail of like mean girl. Yeah, but it doesn't read.
Mimi absolutely tweets, "I have the best seats in the house for the Strikerz concert."
Aw. I like that.
God bless her.
Yeah, now that you bring up social media, I'm curious if not what Namsoon's posted ahead of this performance.
Yeah, I think Namsoon is like, if you want a great show between two very talented bands, then come to the arena.
I was expecting Namsoon to tweet, "The Strikerz have the best seat in the house for the satellite concert."
Well, the thing is, they didn't remember what the other band's name was. Oh, let's.
God, I love Namsoon. What an absolute piece of work.
Like you drafted it a couple of times, being like, "What?" And like we're fully sitting next to you. Can't be fucking bothered. Cannot be fucked.
Your mind keeps getting stuck on 7-10 split because that's what Mimi said earlier.
Yeah. They're the splits? I thought they were the stickers. Okay, I'm just going to make this general.
Speaking of which, if anybody has any in their brain, and please don't feel any pressure to have things in your brain if you haven't, what are some satellite songs?
So glad you've asked.
Oh, here we go.
I wish I had some funny references. I do think that there is... Oh gosh, okay. I think we obviously have a song called Asteroid comes to mind. Like a song that's kind of about, the best way I could describe it is like missing encounters, like a song that's about like, oh, we've passed each other and this and that, and like barely and feeling like missed connections, and then boom, all of a sudden you collide. Very like a much more chill version of Sarah Bareilles' Cassiopeia, which is one of my favorite songs. And also kind of synthy. Yeah. That song does have synthy vibes. Sarah Bareilles, Cassiopeia, it's off of one of her like earlier albums. Very, very good.
Now here's a question I have. Are your song titles also represented with emoji?
I think it depends.
Ooh.
I feel like, at least, I would think like if we were to have an album, then yes. But I don't think the songs necessarily have.
Yeah, and you're not there
it's
yet.
Like
you're only first
work,
years.
But they're probably, yeah, I think that there would probably be like emoji that we associate with different ones. But like, the only song title I came up with off the top of my head was The Dance at the End of the Universe.
Oh,
that's extremely good.
Ooh, yes, I love that.
That's beautiful.
Can I have my little obligatory K-pop moment really quick?
Of course.
Okay. So like, I did very obviously kind of push for the name Satellite because it's one of my favorite Luna songs. And Luna at the beginning of all of their albums have a song that's usually the same name of the album. Luna's albums are always like ampersand plus plus. Like they're not actual names. They're all like symbols. But they always have, even back in their subunit days, the first song on their album is sort of like an instrumental medley of either like the single from the album and all the others. And that song also has, like I said, the title of the album. So it'll be ampersand 1200 plus plus whatever, right? Like whatever that is. And so I think like if we were to have albums, that song would be the emoji that's associated with the album. Also, Luna has like a very synthy sound, and like those medleys are very synthy, and I like the idea of us these very dramatic medleys that like mark the opening of our album. And then you hear it's like an overture, right? And you hear those sounds throughout the album.
Okay,
I don't know.
Maybe that's what you're planning to open your set with.
It's a nice instrumental. That's lovely. I like that. I dig that.
Very dramatic, very Broadway. Yeah.
I have a couple pitches. I feel like we do a muse and we don't have a set center.
Yeah.
Because this is a TTRPG group. We don't have a protagonist. So I would like to propose an Oracle-centered song called Gravity Inevitable, which is just like a really confident you are falling in love with me, you can't help it song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's kind of like I foresaw this sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, I dig that. And a very cute, upbeat, poppy, windy number called Solar Winds.
I just had one more suggestion for a song, which is so there's this thing called the Dawn Chorus, which is something that happens like in the middle atmosphere, like during certain like lightning storms or something. And if you like translate it into like sound, it'll sound like a bunch of birds chirping. Here, I'm gonna link YouTube in the Discord. So I'm wondering if this is just like something that we incorporate into like a song.
Wait, why does it sound exactly like the birds? That's
too.
So weird.
Yeah, it's like electric disturbances in the atmosphere, and it's translated.
I mean, I've actually put on Mimi's character sheets that Michelle likes to slip various sounds recorded by interstellar probes into songs, just kind of for her, because she's an astronomy nerd.
Maybe this is like a Mimi-centric song then, because this is like a bunch of her.
A bunch of happy little birds.
Yeah.
And Michelle has just gone ham with space noises. Yeah, I dig that. I think like a Mimi song would be called something like Spinning in Orbit.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
That's kind of a very Mimi title.
We're just cute as fuck, and I don't know what to tell everybody else.
We're a very good band.
Yeah, we're just gonna win this one.
Well, why don't we take you out to the pitch and see if you can put your money where your mouth is?
Woohoo!
Period.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm all hopped up on mango mistakes and I'm ready to party.
Oh, Boise.
That's not foreshadowing at all.
Foreshadowing is a literary device when...
Anyway, you are all led by a staffer out of the green room towards the pitch of the Clash Dome. As you step out into the brightly lit arena, walking across the crash mat covered floor beneath you, you see the stands filled to the nines with people who want to see this year's crop of promising young Starview idols cheering at the top of their lungs for you and for Strikerz coming out from the opposite end of the pitch. Thank you so much for listening to Super Idols Blast Off, and thanks to the wonderful cast of today's episode. Mariah/Windy was played by Liv Chavez, who can be found on Blue Sky at livinaday. Michelle/Mimi was played by Leon Richardson, who can be found on Blue Sky at catlinggun. Cherilyn/Cosmeaux Natalie was played by Ayumi Shinozaki, who can be found on Blue Sky at ayusheknows. Namsun / The Oracle was played by Keith Asada, who can be found on Blue Sky at keithasada. And your GM for this miniseries is me, eryncerise. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at eryncerise, and you can find more information and art for Super Idols on our website at superidolsrpg.wordpress.com. Dialogue, cleanup editing, and mastering for this miniseries was done by Leon Richardson, with the exception of Episode 1, which was done by eryncerise. Our opening and ending theme is Feel the Gravity by Humans Win, and is under license from Storyblocks.com. Thank you all for listening, stay well, and goodbye until next time.